I am really happy to be in the studio with the Wildwoods. I've been fans of you guys for a long time, ever since I got, 2 albums ago, the last album.
Wow.
And it's just really nice to meet you.
Oh, nice to meet you, Mike.
Noah Gose.
Yep, that's it.
Chloe Gose and Andy
Vaggalis. Yeah. Yes, sir. Nice. Nicely done.
Nailed
You
it.
guys are all from Lincoln, Nebraska, and you have known each other for quite a while.
Yeah.
Explain how you got to know each other. Well, you two are married,
Yes.
We are.
obviously.
Yes.
We're not siblings.
No.
That's the
Yeah.
running joke because we
Not
have the
so-
same last name.
Yeah.
But Noah and I just kind of met through mutual friends. We lived in the same neighborhood growing up, but we didn't know it until our friends introduced us. But we were 14, and you tell the story better than me. Did you have more to say?
No, I didn't have more to say. No.
Well, we went to Catholic. All three of us went to Catholic school growing up. So in Lincoln, all of the Catholic elementary schools are separate, and then you come together for high school. So that's where we met Andy, was in high school. But Noah and I went to separate elementary, middle school, junior high. It was all one, but we all went to separate ones. So that's why we didn't really know each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have this sound that kind of takes me back to maybe the Mamas and Papas, the 70s, some of the 80s. Where did your music background come from? What did you listen to in high school?
Gosh, I've always just had maybe not obsession, but just like a heightened interest in anything old. Ever since I was a kid, I loved antique stores. I remember when I found my mom's record collection, which was stowed away beneath the stairs. I pulled it out, and I thought, these smell old. That means they must be cool. So I sat there and went through a bunch of records. And
Cool meaning what? What was the cool about them?
cool meaning, I don't. That's a good question, Mike. You're making me really ponder my life now. Cool, I don't know, just cool.
Yeah.
Cool as in there's just something unique about finding things that aren't really around anymore, I guess. And my parents were there wasn't really one certain genre playing around the house. There was a lot of stuff going on. There was John Prine, and there's a lot of Elvis happening. And I think just through my unsupervised usage of the internet when I was a child, I just would go down these YouTube rabbit holes of all these different kind of artists. When I was probably too young to be using YouTube, but finding Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, and some of these old harmony and folk masters, Joni Mitchell and Bob Dylan, of course.
Yeah.
I just fell in love with it.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was kind of a...
Yeah.
That was really,
Nice.
my story is not that cool.
Thorough.
Yeah.
How about you, Chloe? What did you listen to when you were growing up?
So my mom is the musical one in my family. My dad he appreciates music, but he is kind of tone deaf. So I didn't get a lot of my musical like love of different musical artists from him. He listened to a lot of like modern country growing up, which I do appreciate. But my mom listened to a lot of Neil Young, a lot of Tom Petty. We listened to a lot of Tom Petty growing up. Not really, I didn't like discover Joni Mitchell or Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young until I met Noah, and we met when we were kids, so that was like kind of what broadened my musical horizons. But except in high school, not in high school, I feel like middle school, I was listening to a lot of like, I don't know, what do you call it, like middle school dance songs,
Like
trash music.
top 40 chart
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
And I just can't believe that I ever liked that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I had that phase. Tayo Cruz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm ashamed of that part of my life.
What else, Andy? What did
My brother, I got handed down his iPod Shuffle, the one without the screen, whatever that was called, and it had Queen, Billy Joel, My Chemical Romance, Eminem, and Tech Nine on it. So that was the first, put in headphones and listening to music kind of experience. And then, a lot of iTunes top 10. Some might call it garbage. Some might, call it
a phase.
A phase, yeah.
Yeah.
It had its time.
Yeah, we all had phases, didn't we?
And then freshman year of high school, I got into the Beatles to where they kind of became, that was like my identity for a couple of years, was loving the Beatles.
Yeah. I'm talking with the Wildwoods in the studio. Finally, I'm just happy to finally get to meet you guys. Your latest album is called Dear Meadowlark, and as I understand, it pays homage to Nebraska, where you're from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How so?
Well, Mike, since 2021, we've been touring regionally for a long while.
Mm-hmm.
We graduated from college in 2021, and we say that we felt that the best way to celebrate getting our degrees was to not use them, and so we bought this old camper and we embarked on some lengthy nationwide tours. That lasted. We did multiple 3 to 4 month long tours, which now that just seems completely unbelievable to ever do that ever again. After 3 or 4 weeks, I feel like I need to take a nap for 4 months. But, oh gosh, where was I going with this? What the heck
The
am I talking
album
about? Oh, that's
about
right.
Nebraska.
Of course, we were gone so much,
Yeah.
that we were always so anti-Nebraska for a while, I guess, saying, oh, I can't wait to move out of this state, or I can't wait to go somewhere, new and experience life in a new location. But Nebraska's a great place. Lincoln is a great city. And I can't say what it's like to live in Omaha or anywhere else in Nebraska, but Lincoln's such a great place. And all of our family and friends live there. And so there's a lot of love to be had for that city.
Sure.
And so
I feel like throughout college, our goal after college was to, of course, start playing music and tour and relocate somewhere, because we had just stayed in our hometown since we were little.
Mm-hmm.
And then once we started touring, that made us appreciate all the places that we visit, and just we grew a new appreciation for home, just because we were always gone and away from it. So a lot of the songs from our album before Dear Meadowlark, those songs were kind of about our new adventures of touring and leaving home, and all of these ones kind of wrap up just about our love for where we've come from.
Yeah. Your first album came out about 2017, is that right?
yeah.
So this is
Yes.
album number 4 for you guys.
Yes.
It just came out last spring. Congratulations. There's some really nice stuff on here.
Oh, thank you
you.
so much, Mike. Appreciate
One of the things I love about the way you guys sing together is that I'm kind of a music harmony nerd, and I can't tell who's singing the lead and who's singing the harmony, but it doesn't matter. It's just it's 3 vocals out there all blending really nicely together.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Mike.
It's
Appreciate
really
it.
cool stuff.
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
So where does that come from? That's a rough question. I don't know.
There's the song is like a bowl of butter chicken.
Okay.
I was just
All
we
right.
sound checked with what we were having for lunch. Chloe and I had butter chicken. Andy had grape nuts. The song's like a bowl of butter chicken.
With grape nuts.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Something unique.
Perfect side for that dish.
And I'll kind of gather the ingredients, I guess, for the dish, and I'll show Andy and Chloe, and I'll say, these are the ingredients for this dish. Let's put it together. And so then we get in the kitchen and we all just, bring our individual strong suits together, and then it becomes the bowl of butter chicken and grape nuts, and we try to, maybe it's just because we've been singing together for so long now that we try not to just do, typical, thirds or fourths, stacked on one another. We like to, try to find counter melodies where it works, where there's not clashing that'll happen.
That's perfect.
And
yeah.
Especially for
I have something to add to that too, because Andy's been playing with us since 2017, and when we started the Wildwoods has gone through so many different iterations of musicians that have played with us, but when Noah and I started writing songs together, it was a lot of counter melody back and forth, because we like doing just the female, male lead vocal back and forth. And when we first started learning music, we weren't very good at harmonies. We did a lot of like the thirds and fourths together. But then when Andy started playing with us, it was pretty immediately that you just kind of started singing on choruses to songs, just whatever you thought would fit in. And we were like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that we could do this with harmonies. And obviously from like 2017, we've become a little bit more intricate with how the harmonies are arranged, and we have put more thought into them. But I don't know, it was kind of serendipitous in that way, just like it kind of happened and fell into place with us singing 3-part harmony together.
Yeah.
Talking with the Wildwoods in the studio, finally. This last song that we're going to do is Sweet Niobrara. It's one of my favorites off the album. How do you guys write a song, and how do you, the one or two of you who write it, however, bring it to the rest of the band and make up parts? Tell me about that process.
Usually I'll write, what I think is the song.
Mm-hmm.
And with Dear Meadowlark, this whole album was primarily a lyrics first album where the notes app on my phone is full of little ideas and little signs or just things that happen or things I overhear while we're on the road. And so Sweet Niobrara began, I guess, as a poem. I don't know if I'd call myself a poet though, but it started off as a poem, and the music just kind of I don't know, came pretty easy for that one, and I played it for these two. And it was the only song on the album that I think Chloe had like a solid yes reaction to at first, where the other ones took a little bit of convincing and a little bit more work to get, to the butter chicken and grape nuts level of things. But that was the song that just felt really, really nice right off the bat. And then, of course, after adding harmonies and then deciding that we were going to do a double guitar type of thing on that one, then then I guess it fell into place. If that answers, I'm sorry, I'm rambling a lot.
No, it sure did fall into place.
I feel like a lot of the songs vary in different ways where you'll write and arrange a song, and it can just be like, this is the song, and we perform it pretty closely to what you've done. But some of them are like, they change drastically from when you first show it to us, and we just like work on them together. And after just seeing what works and what doesn't, they change a little bit. And Sweet Niobrara was one of the ones where it was just like, this is the song. This is how it's going to be. But also this album is a little bit, it's weirder to me than our other ones, because it's like the first album that I play acoustic guitar on quite a bit. You recorded the acoustic on all the tracks, but when we perform it live, I play the acoustic, and that's very much out of my comfort zone. Like, I do play the guitar, but I don't play the guitar, if that makes sense.
But you're killing it, Chloe.
I'm getting better. I'm practicing.
Oh, that's great.
Well, I love the sound of the record. You guys, thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks
for
This is the
having us.
Wildwoods. Their latest album is called Dear Meadowlark, and I'm glad you finally came to Minnesota.
Oh, thank you, Mike. Thanks for having us.
The Current is public media made possible thanks to member support.